Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's sessions and commemorations. Today, we are commemorating International Fun at Work Day in US, which is one of our favorite holidays because what other day are we going to get the chance to party and work at the same time? While we are firm believers in loving what we do and doing what we love, we acknowledge the fact that the repetitive daily grind of the same type of work, even the work we are passionate about, can get extremely boring. This type of monotony can lead to frequent burnouts, which is not at all healthy, both mentally and physically. International Fun at Work Day ensures work colleagues have been added element of fun as they go about their daily tasks. Apparently, fun days go hand in hand because International Fun at Work Day coincides with April Fools. So, thinking of creativity, a fun environment in your professional setting on International Fun at Work Day, don't worry. There are some brilliant ideas that you can directly implement or take inspiration from. So, it's a brief trip down memory lane to learn more about this day. The first International Fun at Work Day was celebrated back in 1996 by a company called Playfair. Playfair owners, who were running a business of bringing fun to academic induction ceremonies, believed that employees had a fun and relaxed environment are more productive and effective in their assignments as compared to employees who have a rigid workplace. So, this approach not only led to higher sales and profit levels for Playfair, but it also went on to make them recognized and much sought after company in the industry. Countless studies have shown that companies that prioritize their employees' well being have seen higher productivity levels. Moreover, human beings are social animals that request constant change to prompt inspiration. If no new stimulations exist in the surroundings, there is a risk of the same cycle of ideas being repeated. While instrumental fun at work day does take place every April 1st, if by chance the day falls on a weekend, then the celebrations are shifted to the first Thursday of April because, of course, you cannot have fun at work if you are not working that day. So we hope you are making preparations to commemorate the occasion. Since many of us are working from home, there might be new challenges to how you can celebrate the occasion with your colleagues, but don't let that stop you from making the most of the day. Today is also commemorated as International Tatting Day, which is celebrated on April 1st every year. The art of knotting threads to make delicate lace is known as tatting. It is one of the oldest lace making techniques and was part of the tradition When tatters use some techniques to make graceful items like lace collars, lace edging, and other ornamental pieces such as dollies. On Tatting Day, people all over the world celebrate it by engaging in lace tatting, sharing their hobby with family and friends, and consuming a fair amount of delicious chocolate. The craft is so well revered that it has its unique name in over 70 languages. An international celebration of it started in the late 1990s, and ever since then, April 1st has become a day to celebrate tatting and talented tatters around the world. Today is also commemorated as Fossil Fuels Day. It's not fuels, Fossil Fuels Day. In US, Fossil Fools Day coincides with April Fool's Day on April 1st, hence the wordplay. This day was created to raise awareness about the environmental concerns as a result of the burning of fossil fuels. Although they are a cheap and available source of energy, fossil fuels emit carbon dioxide in massive amounts. This is hazardous for our environment. While some are aware of its negative effects, many are ignorant of the ways fossil fuels deteriorate our planet. The purpose behind Fossil Fuels Day is to impart knowledge about alternative energy sources and to request people's support for shaping a sustainable future. So, Fossil Fuels Day came into existence in 2004 when Canadian and American students decided to play strategic pranks centered around climate change. The day coincides with April Fool's Day, and this is how the kids got the idea of playing pranks. The students made unpleasant demonstrations of dangers resulting from fossil fuel production and emission. A few examples are presenting a mock oil spill at the public fountain, dressing up as a hospital patient, deformed by gas leakage, mentoring an inflatable black pipe through the streets as a way of opposing the proposed oil pipeline between the US and Canada, and so on. So these demonstrations were carried out on university campuses and high school grounds for public to witness. The motive behind it was to inform people of the harmful impact of fossil fuels on the atmosphere. This was also an indirect way of seeking attention from legislative bodies in the vicinity and pushing them to enact stricter laws against fossil fuel exploitation. Through the demonstrations, the students pointed fingers at major carbon emitters like the CEOs of oil and natural gas companies, government leaders and legislators who push for drilling projects, construction of pipelines, fracking, etc. These are the fossil foods that the day refers to, and who can better enact the stupidity of these fools than college students and high schoolers. So the reason for this day is not just about student displays and mock protests. As responsible citizens, each of us needs to do our bit to save our planet from decay. Make simple lifestyle changes like ditching cars and riding bikes, reducing screen timing, using solar powered lights, cooking with wind energy, and the like. Following these green techniques to lead a life free of fossil fuels is a great contribution without having to make jokes. Today is also commemorated as Library Snapshot Day in April 1st in US. It takes place on ranging dates in the first half of the year. This year it takes place on April 1st. It is an engaging way to help capture the daily ongoings of libraries and the amount of support and appreciation they receive from communities. It involves sharing pictures, testimonials, and data on libraries to showcase their immeasurable impact on communities and society. It is a chance for library to reach out to their base for assistance and promote themselves as community pillars by sharing personal and statistical data on their influence. So Library Snapshot Day began in New Jersey in 2007 to answer the question, what would happen if libraries went away, even for a day? After the success of the inaugural celebrations, the New Jersey Library Association and the New Jersey State Library advocated it into a nationwide celebration in 2009. It is currently observed in 38 states across the US. It aims to showcase how important and valuable libraries are to communities and the roles that they play in providing a proper environment to read, learn, and generally get some space from the outside world. It is an opportunity to tell the story of how many books are checked out every week, how many people are helped by the library in finding jobs, and how they help students replenish ammunition for their homework. Through Library Snapshot Day, stories and statistics are shared to communicate how impactful libraries are to the public. Participants have used the results of various library snapshot days to help advocate for government officials, media outlets, and other stakeholders to raise awareness about the importance and budgetary needs of libraries. Much of the information is compiled by library associations and local governments across the country for use in further reports. The goal is to collect as much as qualitative and quantitative data as possible to convince stakeholders to upload funding and remind them of their impact. Sometimes a picture of a personal statement can prove to be more meaningful in convincing people than raw numbers. This information is also molded into library activities that can help attract more people into visiting and increase awareness. Libraries are a hotbed of activity and inspiration. It just takes one picture to tell the story. Today is also commemorated as Lupus Alert Day on April 1st, observed on every year. This event was created to raise awareness of lupus and provide support to the millions of people affected by this condition. Lupus is a life-threatening autoimmune disease. It is abnormality where the human immune system designed to protect attacks tissues and organs in the body. The result is most cases in severe organ damage. Although there is currently no cure for disease, it can still be controlled if the given right medical attention from its onset. This goes on to further emphasize the importance and need for Lupus Alert Day. Lupus Alert Day was founded by Lupus Foundation of America in 2000. There was a great need to educate the citizens on the dangers of lupus, tactically known as systematic lupus erythematosus, in short known as SLE. The day was started to sensitize people to the causes, risk factors, and symptoms and treatment. Research shows that about 16,000 Americans develop lupus every year, and 90% of its victims are women. The disease commonly occurs between 15 and 44 years of age and may be hard to diagnose because its symptoms mimic other milder illness. Physicians from the 18th to early 19th century had difficulty diagnosing the disease because of all complexity. However, a significant breakthrough was made in 1948 by a team of the physicians from 18th to early 19th century had difficulty diagnosing the disease because of its complexity. However, a significant breakthrough was made in 1948 by a team of researchers at the Mayo Clinic, which led to 60% of lupus cases being diagnosed. In 1971, to aid in the diagnosis of lupus, a list was released by the American College of Rheumatology, in short known as ACR, with detailed criteria for SLE. The criteria included symptoms that patient could point out, like rash and pain, and others that a doctor could detect through the physical examination and laboratory tests. The list improved with time as more and more discoveries were made. A lupus quiz consists of 11 questions, can be taken online, and the people are constantly being advised to take one, all in the bid to raise awareness, diagnosis early causes, and further important research. So this month is also commemorated as Mathematics and Statistics Awareness Month in US, which is observed annually in April to increase the public understanding of math and stats. A Nerd's Dream, the month also celebrates mathematics and statistics for their unique role in solving critical real-world problems. The math has evolved from a week-long dedication to the promotion of the math as a discipline, introduced by official proclamation of President Ronald Reagan in 1986. If you are interested in pursuing math, there are mathematical or mathematics scholarships that may help you to do that. Since 2017, the central theme of Awareness Month this month is also commemorated as Earth Month that takes place during April every year. It's time to raise environmental awareness and create consciousness around the issues that affect Mother Nature during this time of crisis. Every April, leaders and environmental activists from all over the world join hands to create sustainable development and offer climate solutions to minimize our carbon footprint and prevent further harm to our planet's natural resources. It's increasingly important to observe this month as so it's increasingly important to observe this month as it starts to unravel the harmful effects of climate change, which not only poses a threat to our existence, but is irreversibly damaging all forms of life. So this month is also commemorated as Autism Acceptance Month, and tomorrow is Autism Acceptance Day on April 2nd. So, Autism Acceptance Month, previously named as Autism Awareness Month, in April aims to celebrate and promote acceptance for the condition that occurs in 1 in every 54 children. As of 2020 in the United States, autism, a complex developmental condition affecting the patient's ability to interact, communicate, and progress, has not one but many subtypes. First held in 1972 by the Autism Society, Autism Acceptance Month emphasizes the need for public awareness to promote acceptance, celebrate the differences, and to be more inclusive towards autistic individuals around us. So every April, the Autism Society works to build an inclusive community where autistic individuals are embraced and supported to achieve the highest quality of life possible. The Autism Society was founded in 1965 by Bernard Brimland and remains one of the few grassroots organizations in the autistic community, driven by the fact that autism is a fast-growing developmental disability in the world. The Autism Society hosted one of its first nationwide efforts of an awareness campaign called National Autistic Children's Week in 1972, which subsequently evolved into a National Autism Awareness Month, earmarked in April in 2021. Autism Awareness Month was renamed Autism Acceptance Month to foster acceptance and ignite change. The Autism Society deeply understands the need to foster awareness and acceptance to ignite change and a healthier lifestyle through improved opportunities for people. There is also commemorated as Odisha Day in India. Odisha Day or Utkal Divas is a regional Indian holiday celebrated every April 1st. It commemorates the eastern state Odisha, functioning as a separate entity since 1936. Odisha was the first state in India to be created based on the grounds of a common language. It possesses a significant history, culture, and natural wonders, which cement it as an important place for India as a whole. India's Odisha state is nestled right next to the Indian Ocean in the country's east. It is home to distinctive culture that forms part of the diverse Indian identity. In ancient times, Odisha was the center for influential Kalinga kingdom. This was a highly influential empire that was known to control significant ocean trade routes to Southeast Asia. Kalinga, an essential part of Odisha, fell to the Mauryan Empire following the devastating Kalinga War. Odisha modern history began after the Bihar and Orissa states were separated from the Bengal province by the British in 1912. Due to the linguistic and cultural differences, Odisha would later break away and establish its own standalone state on April 1st, 1936. This was after centuries of struggle. The date has been celebrated every year since as Odisha Day by its residents. Some of the things that make Odisha so unique is the rest of the India is primarily its cultural heritage. It offers a trove of unique art forms, historical sites, tribal traditions, food, and its own distinctive language, Odia. Today, Odisha is considered an important part of India as it significantly contributes to the history Indian economy by the way of mineral production and tourism. It is home to many Hindu temples and locations that are treated as significant pilgrimage sites due to the heritage, history, and hardworking nature of its people. Odisha is considered to be the soul of India. Odisha Day is celebrated with fireworks and competitions. It is also commemorated as Take Down Tobacco National Day of Action on April 1st in US. We are not talking about beating people up. We want to kick the cigarette butts to the curb. Take Down Tobacco National Day of Action is a day of anti-smoking activism. Teachers, kids, youth leaders, and health advocates all participate. They come together and organize events that raise awareness of the high smoking rates in their communities, encourage kids to stay So the day is organized by the Campaign for Tobacco Free Kids and it was originally called Kick Butts Day, which was first held in 1996. Get ready to kick some butts and take some names. Today is also commemorated as National Sexual Assault Awareness Month Day of Action, which is held on first Tuesday in April. This year it is observed on April 1st. The day raises awareness about sexual assault. The goal is to prevent sexual assault, harassment, and abuse through education. It is critical to teach consent and comprehend boundaries. The day promotes important tools to help in shifts. Following the broader trend of social activity throughout the decade, the 1970s saw a tremendous increase in prevention and awareness of sexual violence across America. Beyond raising awareness, the Bay Area Women Against Rape created the National First Rape Crisis Center in 1971, providing urgent victim care. Take Back the Night marches have gathered women in an organized protest against rape and sexual abuse in 1976. So these activities eventually merged into a movement spread across the US and Europe. As a result of this campaign, more widespread actions to raise awareness about violence against women occurred. Domestic abuse awareness became the main focus in the early 1980s when campaigners utilized October to raise awareness of violence against women. The National Coalition Against Sexual Assault, NCASA, conducted an informal poll of state sexual assault coalitions in the state 1980s to select the best date for National Sexual Assault Awareness Week. It is in the late 1990s, numerous advocates joined The Violence Against Women Act was written and implemented in 1994, bringing together state coalitions, activists, and victims. The National Sexual Violence Resource Center was established in 2000 by the Pennsylvania Coalition Against Rape and Centers for Disease Control. The NSVRC organized the first official National Sexual Assault Awareness Month campaign in 2001. Today is also commemorated as National One Cent Day in US. Those who forgot history are doomed to failure. And keeping this in mind, and we always commemorate National One Cent Day on April 1st by remembering the iconic historic movements that have shaped in the US. Time teaches important lessons in the shape of events that have been archived in the pages of history. It is crucial to always remember history in the present. It is crucial to always remember history in the present for a better future. After all, history plays an important role in molding the identity of a place. In the case of National One Cent Day, which honors a major point in the establishment of American currency, the story begins in the times of Benjamin Franklin all the way to Abraham Lincoln. 1 cent coin used to be called the flowing hair dollar because of the image of the Statue of Liberty on it. Today is also commemorated as Global Rule Week from April 1st to 7th to ponder, retell, and act on the saying that they have been around thousands of years ago. Do you know that a form of the Golden Rule was uttered in the great Chinese sage Confucius? That makes the rule older than Christianity itself. The Golden Rule generally states that the people should do unto others as they want others to do unto them. And what the rule can better depict a loving society than that? Although it is generally associated with the Bible, given that Christianity is now the world's most popular religion in its own, the Golden Rule dates back to many millennia before even Christianity's founder, Jesus Christ, existed. So not only that, but practically all of the world's religions have proclaimed the law in clear terms of parables. The Golden Rule has been stated by philosophers and great sages throughout the history. Buddha and Confucius, for example, have their versions, even though the wordings of the rule differ from religion to religion. and sage to sage, the integral meaning remains the same. Perhaps that is why it was named the golden rule. Today is also commemorated as Be Kind to the Spiders Week in the US, which is celebrated or observed annually from April 1st to April 7th. The purpose of this week is to give the opportunity to internationally show kindness to these eight-legged creatures. Spiders have been on the receiving end of bad publicity for eons, yet they have positivity. Scientists have begun carrying out research on how to use spider venom in the treatment of epilepsy, stroke, and pain. Perhaps it is the time we actually gave these arachnids an opportunity to thrive. The word spider derived from the Proto-Germanic word spinpron, literally meaning spinner, in reference to the way spiders make on all continents except Antarctica and are present in almost every land habitat. As of 2021, around 49,623 species of spiders had been recorded by the taxonomists. Spiders belong to a class of arthropods that also includes creatures like ticks, mites, and scorpions. They have 8 walking legs and bodies are split into two main parts, the cephalothorax and the abdomen. The cephalothorax is made up of spiders have varying degrees of venom. There are only a few that are poisonous to humans. Interestingly, spiders are useful to the environment. They control the population of insects that would otherwise destroy crops. Additionally, they also help in disease prevention by eliminating some disease-carrying pests. Most spiders are carnivorous and consume insects and flies by hunting them down or trapping them in their webs. Some spiders don't build webs but merely hunt for their prey. They inject their kill with digestive fluids and then suck out to the liquefied insides. Most spiders have an average lifespan of 2 years, though some live up to 20 years in captivity. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form, which has been raised in the form of votes. So on coming April 7th, we have International or World Health Day that is being celebrated. So on that day, we are organizing an international seminar. We request everyone, those who would like to make presentations, to come forward and register yourself for the presentations and participation. The feedback form has been raised. Request everyone to fill the feedback form before leaving the platform. See you all tomorrow at the same time. Take care. Good night.